If you're like me, you've probably spent many a restless night wondering why has Hollywood not made a film about killing an innocent unicorn, having it come back to life, and seek out its revenge. It's just such an obvious premise. Thankfully, A24 has heard our siren screams, and director/writer Alex Sharfman has put it into picture. But does it live up to our dreams? Well, I'm going to tell you about it right now in a spoiler-free review. Before I begin, I'd like to start with a joke to lighten the mood. Why is it that a unicorn has a greater sex drive than that of a horse? Simple. They're more horny. Subscribe. Death of a Unicorn's rated R. It's an hour and 47 minutes long according to IMDb. It felt like that, a little over an hour and a half. And if you saw the trailers before seeing this film, you might be thinking to yourself, all right, it's A24. It's going to be a dark film with a little bit of humor mixed in, might have a bit of artsy bullshit throughout, and you'd be mostly wrong going into this film because it's kind of the opposite. Death of a Unicorn is comedy heavy. It's dark humor, grotesque at times, but it's humor nonetheless. And as for the fears and the scariness of it all, that's kind of second. That takes a backseat. And by backseat, I mean it's backloaded too. You're going to spend a good 45 minutes or so just kind of getting to know the characters in this movie and really soaking in the relationship or lack thereof between Paul Rudd's character and Jenna Ortega. Paul's character Elliot is trying to be a good father in the worst ways possible by putting business first. He somehow thinks that he's putting family first. His daughter Ridley's a bit estranged at this point, being off at school and not having the connection that they once had when her mother/his wife was alive. Yeah, this is another one of those movies where one of the parents is dead, so we're gonna have to deal with that. As funny as Paul Rudd can be, this was not one of those times for me. He's a pathetic weasel of a character. He's very unlikable, which is really hard to say about Paul Rudd, who is incredibly likable most of the time. If you've seen Jenna Ortega in anything, you've seen her in everything. And again, she's Jenna Ortega with a little bit more acne. Don't worry, it'll go away soon enough. Because as the film unfolds, we will learn more and more about the mysteries of the Great Unicorn. As far as the plot goes, I'm going to keep it very basic as to stay away from spoilers. Father and daughter road trip it across the country to go meet up with his employer, and they hit a unicorn on the way. Now, as concerned as I was for the health of the mythological beast, I was equally as concerned with the airbags not going off on a modern car after it just runs into something head on. Maybe that's not how things work in vehicles now, but I don't need to spend time on it because this movie's not dwelling on anything serious. It is a very silly film, and all the characters in the movie are very cartoonish. And I myself had a very fun time watching this. Now, I did go in expecting something far darker, more grisly, more scary, with the occasional dark humor thrown in. So I felt like the trailers were a little misleading. And while I do think that would have been a pretty awesome movie, I was still very happy with what I got, which was a very creative film with some very beautiful cinematography and a very fake-ass looking unicorn. A unicorn that is proudly displayed. Now, typically when you have a lighter budget, you might keep the creature in the shadows more, play with the lighting a bit, use some animatronics, things that could potentially mask some of the shortcomings in the budget department. But this film is proud of the cartoonish nature of this creature. And as much as it can kind of take you out of it at times, I still dug the design. And since this film is clearly having some fun, I was able to enjoy it and go along with the ride. While Rudd and Ortega are perfectly fine to watch on screen, it's the rich, douchey family that I got most of my entertainment from. Specifically, Tay Leone as Belinda, who I haven't seen in a million years. It was fantastic watching Tay Leone again. I missed her. Didn't realize it, but I did. And her son Shepard, played by Will Poulter, who over the years has really grown on me as an actor. He's the rich, cocksure, spoiled brat who brings nothing to the table, yet assumes he's the most profound, deep thinker in the room. Now, if you're looking for scares, you might want to check the stable across the street. You're not going to find any here. This is not a very scary film. There are moments that could provide some tension, a couple Jurassic Park-esque scenes, people hiding under cars, peering around the sides of walls, you get shadows off the side of things, reflections. That stuff's all good, but the creatures are so cartoony. Again, they don't feel real ever. And because almost everyone in here sucks and you kind of want to die, you don't care so much when they do. I enjoyed the wackiness of it. The premise is great. It's different. It's a very pretty looking movie with a good score. And the way they play off the unicorn, build up the lore, do some interesting things with the creature, keeps the film from becoming stale, as there's always another surprise right around the corner. Finally, as for the kills and the gore, again, it's so hard for me to even judge at this point because I'm so desensitized by it all. It felt like a hard PG-13. There are some parts that I guess could be deemed gross, but for me, this is nothing. This is just a picnic. Let's put it this way. My 12-year-old son would have no problem watching anything this film can dish out. And I'll leave it there. All right, let me know your thoughts. Have you seen this film? Put it below. Please like the video and think of subscribing if you haven't. I post movie reviews, rants, live streams every single week. Would love to have you stick around for more. Hopefully I see you next time. Take care. Thanks again for watching the video. If you wouldn't mind, I would appreciate it if you checked out patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. That's where fans of my channel go to help support it. There are different tiers with different offerings, exclusives every month. We got multiple movie reviews. There's a vlog monthly. And even if you don't want to plop down $1 a month, you can just sign up for Patreon for free and become a member at no charge. Appreciate your time. Thanks.